It's been a while. I'm so glad to be back making a video, and here I am trying to talk to camera, so we'll see how that goes. In my last video I promised you a Q&A, so I guess that's what we're here to do today. If you're new around here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Grace. I'm a full-time wedding videographer based in Derbyshire in the UK, and earlier this year I decided to step away from the screens and pick up paintbrushes. It had been nearly a decade since I last painted, so I thought it was time to get back to it and give it a go. And I decided to record my journey and share it here on YouTube with you. I have a few questions that you've all asked, but also the big one I know is going to be, where have you been? I've seen your comments checking to see if I'm okay because I've not made a video in a while, and I'm so grateful. It's so nice to have already built that community that you're checking in on me, but I'm okay. I had a goal to film 10 videos, and then once I'd done that I decided to take a break. It was taking up so much time and I needed to work out how I was going to fit it in around our busy wedding season. Of course, weddings happen very seasonally, and so in the summer we get quite busy, whereas in the autumn winter we're usually quieter. I had a goal to film my first 10 videos, and then once I'd done that I decided to take a break and focus on my work, because weddings are very seasonal. It got really busy as summer kicked in, and that's where I've been. But I decided it was time to come back, and here I am making my first video talking to camera and also sharing a new piece of art that I've created. The other question I know is going to come up is, where are you? Have you moved? Why does it look different? And no, we haven't moved. I just decided to move my art setup from downstairs in the lounge to up here in our office, so I can have a bit more space to myself, and so that the cameras and filming equipment doesn't take over our lounge, as well as the art that was spreading onto every surface and just taking over the entire house. So here we are, I'm in the office now, and I've got the same setup, just moved it up here. It's really nice up here. There's a massive window that lets in lots of light, and it's really quiet where we live. It's just a lovely place to do art. So I have just a few questions to answer. The first one is from Katrina. She says, do you make your own texture paste? The number one question I get asked in all of my comments is, what's your texture paste? What do you use? And when I first started I was just using filler, which I found was very thick and hard to get smooth. It works really well for the mountain pieces because I can create a lot of texture and it's quite rough, whereas I found that once I started wanting to do the arches and smoother pieces with the sort of comb tools, it just wasn't working at all. I was trying to smooth it out and it wasn't working. So I did a bit more research and I found that a lot of people use what's called joint filler. They're both from the local DIY store. I just buy their own brand. And then from research, I found that there's not really a perfect mix that you can get. No one can recommend you this is the one to use, because everywhere has different climates and different texture pastes work differently in different climates. So I'm just using trial and error to work out what works best for me. I would love to try and use some proper artist medium at some point, but it is more expensive, and ultimately I'm just starting out, so I want to use what's readily available to me. And also I really enjoy using the filler, especially for the mountains. Like I said, it works really well. I tried using the joint filling paste, but it just didn't work the same way, so I've gone back to using filler for the mountains and really enjoyed that. The question was actually, do I mix my own paste? And no, I don't, but I do change the consistency where I want to. So the main thing I do is add a bit of water, which just smooths it out a little bit. I just add a tiny little bit at a time, but also you can add acrylic paint and that will smooth it out. So I sometimes add white acrylic paint or white emulsion wool paint, but I find that the paint really smooths it out really fast. But my main advice is to just go and buy something from the DIY store, some sort of filler or joint filler, and just try it. Ultimately, it might not work the first time, but it might as well, and you're not going to know until you just try. So just pick something that's relatively inexpensive and give it a go. The next question is from Life with Renata, and she says, what inspired you to start your journey? I'd really recommend going back and watching my first ever video. It's a little bit cringe. I mean, they all are. I'm just starting. But in that I shared why I was getting started, and the main reason is that I just found I was spending so much time in front of screens. I film weddings for a living and then I have to edit them, so I'm looking through a camera screen or I'm editing on a screen, and then often in my evenings I was just watching more screens and it was just getting too much, and I wanted to do something that was a bit more creative and a bit more fun and just for me. I did art at A level, which is 16 to 18 in the UK, and I loved it. It was my favourite course that I did. I was in the art room all the time, and since then I just haven't done anything at all, which is such a shame, and I'm so excited to be back doing it. I think you can get really in your head after studying it that you need to keep improving and become this amazing artist, and I've sort of realised I just need to do it for fun, experiment, see how it goes, and some things I'm good at and some things I'm not good at, but mostly that's just part of it. Figuring it out, having a go, and just having a good time. And then I decided to share the journey with you. I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for watching. It's amazing to have you as part of the community, and I'm so grateful that there's people out there that want to watch. I honestly didn't think anyone would. So to be coming back after my break, to have over 800 subscribers is unbelievable to me, and I'm really excited about where this could go. If you have any ideas of things that I could do or how to vary up my videos, or if there's anything else you'd like to see, I would love to know. I did one DIY tutorial that has done really well, so I don't know if you'd like to see more of them or if it's something else that you'd like. Let me know and I will see what I can do. The next one isn't a question, it's just a really nice comment from Goobing Goose, who says, I'm so excited for the shop. I really wanted some of your work for my bedroom because all of your work just has a cozy vibe that I really love, which is so sweet. Thank you so much for commenting and being here. I can't believe there's people who watch my videos and actually interested in having my art. So I have started the shop. It is live and you are very welcome to buy something from there, but please don't feel that you have to. I've decided to make it free delivery, but also only to the UK, so I'm sorry if that means you can't buy anything, but if you're in the UK and would like a piece, it would mean the world to me and blow my mind if anyone buys anything, but don't feel like you need to. I'm just happy to have you here. And then the final question is from Rue, who says, what would be your advice for someone like me? I would love to get back to doing art. How can I get over the feeling of everyone else is doing better than I am? The final question is from Rue. She says, I would love to get back to doing art. How can I get over the feeling of everyone else is doing better than I am? Which I completely understand. It can feel like once the years drag on and it's been so long since you've created anything, like how are you going to get back to it? And the answer is just start. I shared in one of my first videos about this quote that I heard, which is the hardest thing to get is going. And that quote just really inspired me to just get started and stop letting all the roadblocks in my mind get in the way and just take myself to an art supplies shop, buy the art supplies and just try something. At the end of the day, you don't have to share it. You could just bin the piece of art, but it's the doing of the art, not the final product, that really matters. And so just start, enjoy it, see what you create, and I'm sure you will create something amazing, especially if you put time in and just enjoy doing it. If you do create something, feel free to send me it, tag me on Instagram or send me a message. I'd love to see what you create. Thank you so much for being here. I honestly can't believe that anyone is watching. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your really lovely feedback. Thank you for showing up in my comments, liking, subscribing. Thank you for being here. It really means the world. I'm not going to be able to promise to make regular videos at the moment, but I will do my best to do them when I can. So if you want to see videos from me, hit subscribe and hit the bell icon as well to get a notification. I'd love to have you here to come back and see my next piece, and I hope you've enjoyed the Q&A. If you have any more questions for the next time I do a Q&A, feel free to leave them below and I'll come back and have a look at this video then. Anyway, thank you for being here, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this piece at the same time. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a lovely week and I'll see you in the next one.